Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday afternoon. Here in Salina, Texas, leaving the house, run some errands, navigate, oops. No connection, what's up with that? Navigate to car wash. It's wanting to go from the driveway, but not quite. Just a bit of encouragement. Here we go. Tesla puts the garage door down for me. Navigate between my neighbors. No hands, no feet. Courtesy of Tesla full self-drive. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Pay attention. I'm paying attention. For those new to the channel, my name's Rick. Welcome aboard. We're testing Tesla's full self-driving features, capabilities, and my CyberTruck CyberBeast. Emphasize supervised full self-driving. For some reason, the attention monitoring is not available, so it's not, you can't see me. Is it my hat? Car pulls out in front and slows down. My CyberTruck has 9 cameras. All looking at different directions at the same time. Even with my glasses, I can see only one direction at a time. But my truck has no reaction time. Everything is instant. That's what makes this so much safer than a human driver. The way the software is built, and it's based on the evidence of millions and millions of driver miles, Tesla learns. The software learns and how drivers operate, and it can kind of anticipate what's going to happen. Just like, we do. We see a car pulling up, we see the left turn signal, so we know he's waiting for a space to turn. My truck knows that as well. See from here, the car sees other cars, it sees pedestrians, street lights, stop signs, turn signals. If you haven't experienced full self-drive or Teslas in general, do yourself a favor, go to a Tesla showroom, just Google near me, and it's not a high pressure sales. They don't put someone in the car with you to wear you out trying to sell you something, they'll give you a little plastic key like a credit card, sit it down here in the car charger, and you and a friend, spouse, by yourself, take out for 30-40 minutes on your own. See for yourself what it's like. And once you've experienced it as your own, like I've had this truck now for going on 4 months, I'll never have a car that doesn't have full self-drive. It's just that cool. My neck's sore. I don't want to turn and look and see if cars are coming. I can do it right here, I guess. And when it sees a brake, just like I would do, pull out, and then here we go. How about that? Just enough of a space, not too much, but we need to get going so we don't hold up the traffic. When you've had full self-drive for a while, you realize how taxing driving can be on your body and your mind, just from always being in a tight grip, especially on bumper-to-bumper traffic, Friday afternoon traffic, just like we've got right here. Take over here so I can navigate into the... Let's see. Hey. Hey, you there? Hello? Hello? I'll call you back. Okay, here we go. Back to Amazon for some returns. Of course, I'll probably have to take over right here because it wants to turn right. Oh, we're learning. We're learning. Outstanding FSD. Y'all can't see it's clear, but I can see it's clear, and so did FSD.
There is an identity crisis within the party for sure, because you've got Senator Slotkin,
We gotta
very
go straight
interesting,
here.
a former CIA analyst, and I think she's being very strategic about how she wants to go after this. They chose her to give the response.
Not following GPS directions.
Called out AOC. She says, I can't be like her. I actually have to get stuff done. Clearly a swiper, she is getting really big crowds, but it makes you wonder, is this what's leading to the whole David Hogg showdown with the chair of the DNC? Because they're two very different wings and two very different visions about how the party moves forward.
She didn't stand up for women. She's a coward. So you guys can paint her as some kind of moderate. That ain't a moderate. That's a coward.
Okay, on that note, ahead, Bill Maher is hitting back at Larry David, his friend, for comparing his dinner with President Trump to Hitler.
We all hear the radio.
Well, Tesla stock did fantastic today, up about 10%. Next up, 300 or 375. Had a triple bottom in the last week, 2 weeks, I guess. It found a real bottom at about 225, 230. It's up $60, $65 for the week. And why not, with all the great things going on? Just moved it to standard mode. In town, standard seems to be a little bit more consistent than hurry. Hurry in town like this, it's always trying to find, it's dodging in and out of traffic. Not always extremely successful at finding the fastest lane. So I found that standard is more desirable. But on the highway, hurry, it's the only way to go. Keeps you right at 5-10 miles over the speed limit, or going with traffic as traffic allows. Preston Road headed south, going through Prosper, down to Amazon Return Center. Friday afternoon traffic is not a problem for FSD. You don't have to be on your last nerve to watch and deal with the crazies around you. You do have to pay attention. You can't read a book, can't take a nap. but you don't have to stay on edge with tight grip. For those that are new to FSD, you can see here, whoops, didn't mean to do that. The software, the cameras, they see what's around you. They can tell when the brake lights are on. They can tell if it's a car or a truck or a bus or a mother pushing a baby carriage across the street. It sees that, it understands what it means. Think about that for a second. And it can see all these vehicles in front, behind you, beside you at the same time. All at the same time. I can't do that. Get out of the way, let this fast car go by. And preparing for a right turn up here in a half mile or so. But it makes all the same considerations, takes all the same things into its calculation, just like a driver does, a human driver does. But without any time lag, without any physical or mental expense to the driver. It's just a better way to get around. See, it's asked me to pay attention. For some reason, it's not sure I'm paying attention. It's got eyes up here watching my eyes, with or without the ball cap or the sunglasses. If it's not certain that I'm looking ahead, it'll ask me to pay attention or wiggle the steering wheel to confirm that I'm paying attention. And if I'm not, if I was passed out or whatever, it'll disable full self-drive, it'll pull over, turn on the flashers, unlock the cars, and so paramedics can come get me. How cool is that? So if I did fall asleep and pass that up, I'm not going to hurt anybody. Let's see, does it want to pull in? Does it want to pull in? Maybe it does. Don't hit the pedestrian. Okay. Parking lot is not its best feat. Now the cars, the Model X, Y, Z, sorry, X and Y, 3 and S, it will pull in and out of parking spaces. With a little bit more agility than the truck is doing right now. But I'm just letting it do its thing. Sometimes it goes in first try fairly quickly. We're here. I'll be back with you. Now what do you want to do? Well, I guess we go back home. Yeah, so getting into and out of parking lots is still a bit challenging for the CyberTruck in full self-drive. Not so much for the cars. So that's going to be an issue for the unsupervised full self-driving coming to Austin in June. Not sure what the backup plan for that is. Now, why are we going this way? I guess to prevent the left turn. Oh, it's taking the tollway back. I don't want to do that. Poor choice of routing. Poor route back home. Let's go that way. We're gonna have a famous Chuck Cook unprotected left turn up here. High-speed traffic, 3 lanes each direction. Got to cross. Are you scared? No need to be. FSD will find a break in the traffic. Even in 5 o'clock Friday afternoon traffic. Got a break coming on the left. We could go halfway across. Looks like that's what I would do. That's what I would do, Rick said. Not full self-drive. Okay, now we got a break on left and right. Let's go. Let's go. We can do it. There we go. No assistance or encouragement from me. It just did it. Thank you, full self-driving. And when Tesla's considering the route, it can consider lots of things. It cannot consider your mood, but it does consider traffic, weather. If there's accidents on the road, you'll see it, it'll tell you about it, and it'll try to avoid those. I've got my settings here that if I can save 10 minutes, it'll change the current route. So that's not going to happen on our 11-minute drive back to the house. But if you're out and running errands or on the road or on a road trip, it'll divert you around wrecks, road closures.
Welcome back.
They did their own research. Gen Z is way more likely to take health tips from friends, family, or that one influencer they follow instead of a doctor. With 38% of young adults saying they've ignored their provider in favor of advice from social media. Shannon, not surprising, but concerning.
Well, and the fact is that we know from studies that people are getting their news and their information from
everything.
influencers and from TikTok too. And some of these places don't have the U.S. best interest at heart. What if we're getting fed, bad information from people that are enemies of the United States? I don't know. I feel like not
Or
a
even
responsible
just
thing
crazy
to do,
Americans.
or they could just be crazy Americans. People without medical training is what the study said. So I don't know that that's where I want to take my medical advice from.
No. Greg, you're itching to, are you just itching?
This is like stupid. You have to understand, step back. This is one of the dumbest things we've ever done. If you're talking about people, Gen Z, you're talking about the cohort that doesn't have health problems, right? What's your biggest health problem? Get a beach body by June 15th. I have to get rid of some back acne. Maybe I got a UTI. When I was their age, my health problem was hangover. They don't have osteoporosis. They don't have a lymphoma. They don't have like an enlarged prostate. Sorry, Joey. They don't have to. That's where you go. It's not. You don't need a doctor. Stupid topic, Jessica.
I did not decide
I
it.
blame you and the Democratic Party.
This is Slotkin's fault. But if they feel this way in their 20s, that's going to carry on when they will actually need a doctor.
Gen Z is 18 to 45, Greg. So
Yes, but still.
That's a what?
My point was.
isn't it?
No.
Is it?
18 to like 29, 30.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah, I mean like teens.
It's a generation.
Millennials in there, like the 40s.
No,
now,
well, yeah,
Yeah.
now we're
Okay.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Carry on in this
it's
important
very
topic.
easy for them to say, of course they're going to go online. It's convenient. This is how they grew up. They trust the people that they follow. That's another problem. Also, they distrust institutions. They don't like us, right? They'd rather follow the fake news on their feed. And the algorithms tailor content to their interests. So, of course, they're going to get what they want to hear. Not always smart.
not.
I think it's very obvious. Nobody's hit on it yet. This is the generation that had their high school graduation taken away because of COVID and lockdowns. This is the generation that had a front row seat to the negative effects of letting a doctor with an ego absolutely destroy the country, and they're absolutely sensitive to that. It was influencers in 2020 that said, I'm not going to take the vaccine. I can't give you a study, but I don't trust it, and here's the reasons why. So, I mean, they're primed to trust people who talk about holistic medicine, or at least skepticism of the bought and paid for medical industry in this country. The medical industry in this country is absolutely geared towards treating symptoms, not causes. That's not disputed whatsoever. I go to any doctor and tell them I'm hurting, and they're going to say, what pain medication do you want? They're not going to say, let's figure out why. I don't blame them for not trusting them. I don't know what these influencers are or what they're saying, but if they're saying stuff like, hey, try this root, tea instead, what's the harm?
I mean, anyway, we have to go. But there can be a lot of harm when you're not trusting.
Only trust good-looking influencers. That's my rule.
I think generally that usually works out.
There's some ugly ones.
Okay, Female Friday's up next.
FSD speeds up to change lanes to not cause a traffic jam, not cause any anxiety to the person I'm pulling in front of. Just like a human driver. Very courteous, conscientious. The Tesla fleet has learned all this from the millions and millions and millions of miles of data that it's collected with all the cars out on the road. That's why it can do this without all the LiDAR cameras on top and front and sides like Waymo has. They're not necessary. Waymo's a cool piece of technology for sure. The people that think it's way ahead of Tesla or proves that Tesla's light years behind. You're watching the wrong news, you're reading the wrong reports. That's just not accurate. Waymo can do what it does in a very tightly confined area. A small portion of Austin, a small portion of San Francisco, a small portion of Tucson, where the maps are highly detailed down to the speed bumps. But turn it out loose on the road, it can't navigate. It's not equipped to do that. That's not its game plan. It's for in town, downtown Dallas. Well, they don't have it downtown Dallas, but downtown Austin. But Tesla's going to have their go with the unsupervised driverless car in Austin in June. I can't wait to see how that goes, because once it goes well, Tesla can just flip a switch and every vehicle in the fleet, including this one, can become a robo-taxi if that's what the owner wants to do. I think Waymo has around 1,000 cybercabs, and they can't scale. It's taken them 10 years to get 1,000 cars. Tesla's got several million cars on the road today that can become self-driving cars. Hardware's already there. But in a world where everything has become political, everything's left or right, good or bad, it's let's hope it doesn't lead to another civil war. Because normal people have a hard time discussing differences of opinion anymore, because they're certain that they know the absolute fact. And facts nowadays are just completely up to interpretation. They shouldn't be. The news keeps saying about this guy from El Salvador being mistakenly deported. The only people to say it was a mistake are the liberal Democrats. He was found guilty multiple times in multiple courts of being a member of a gang and to be deported. No argument about that. And now because it was convenient for someone to say, oh, he's a dad, he works at Home Depot, etc., etc., none of that is true. So there was no mistake. But as long as someone can say that online or on TV and get enough people to believe it and can repeat the lie, then it's, it's the first thing on the news. It's just absolutely maddening.
I'm starting to get hungry, so I'm thinking about food.
Yeah.
Some M&Ms. I love M&Ms. I'm never going to look at a red M&M and a blue M&M again the same way after Mr. Kennedy is taking all the dogs.
Hey, we're seeing a pedestrian right here. Yep.
They're popular.
Why does it have to be about race? I'm gonna say shoplifting. As a kid, it was a rite of passage. Now everybody does it. I listen to it. What behavior annoys you the most in public?
Sneezing 11 times in a row. I heard you had a sneezing attack
I
today.
did. It was exhausting.
My husband does that too. It's so annoying.
Well, they can't help that.
Well, folks, we're almost home. Made it to and from 15-20 miles worth of errands safely. No excitement. beautiful drive, beautiful day. Please give me a thumbs up and think about subscribing. Appreciate it very much. Y'all have a terrific day, and we'll see you on the next one.